Friday the 13th brings with it a lot of legend and lore, and baseball is one place where you see a lot of this stuff. There's a new book out, and Dan Gordon is the author of it, the co-author of Haunted Baseball, Ghosts, Curses, Legends, and Eerie Events, and he's with us on this Friday the 13th with some of these tales. Dan, good morning. Good to have you here.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
Now, let's start close to home. Fenway Park is one of the oldest, I think it may be, isn't it the oldest park? It's the oldest park in the major, still operating, so they've got to have some things going on. What's happening at Fenway Park as far as ghosts and that kind of thing?
Right, yeah, old buildings, you know, with so much that has happened there, definitely have lots of ghost stories, and Fenway definitely has a lot of ghost stories. Folks working there talk about hearing the crack of the bat late at night, or hearing phantom roar of the crowd, even hearing a wailing sound coming from the Green Monster.
A wailing sound? Does anybody have any idea what the wailing sound is?
No, that's what definitely puzzles some of the late night people. You know, some folks, they won't work by themselves. Carl Bean, the PA announcer, talks about his predecessor, Sherm Fella, sometimes visiting him in the booth, and even Bill Lee has a story, yeah.
What does Bill Lee say? Bill Lee, the former pitcher for the Sox.
Right, right. He believes that Tom Yawkey came back in the form of a bird and visits him from time to time. Yes.
I see, Bill Lee. Now, Bill Lee, of course, has lots of stories,
right.
and it doesn't end with the Red Sox by any stretch of the imagination. Yankee Stadium is a place where they've always said, you know, when they're down, the ghosts come back, right? And the ghosts help them to come back.
Right, you know, it's always been thought of figuratively, but a lot of players actually take that to heart, and they talk about the wind picking up at certain moments and something eerie happening in the game. Hundreds of guys throughout the game told us that, and especially guys on the Yankees, and Derek Jeter said sometimes a ball will drop in that wouldn't have otherwise, or a ball might carry over the fence, and A-Rod told us that sometimes that the ghosts give the Yankees the best home field advantage in all the sports.
You know, and whether it's true or not, these guys believe this.
Right.
They do, right?
Absolutely. You know, ball players are very superstitious, and, you know, they often reach for the paranormal just because of, you know, the strange bounces in the game and all the bizarre twists.
And you went around and you talked to dozens of players about this, right?
Right, over 800 players, current and former.
Really? 800 players?
Right, yeah. We went to, you know, we got credentialed by just about every team and talked to a lot of people behind the scenes, the front office folks, field staff, and basically just got all the stories that they talk about in the clubhouse and on team buses, and, you know, there's a lot of the...
We were talking about the Yankees a moment ago. Johnny Damon, who used to play for the Red Sox, I didn't realize this. In the many stories I've heard about Johnny Damon, he believes in ghosts, right?
Right, very strongly, yeah.
And what's this about a ghost? Do you have a story in here about a ghost holding him down in his home?
Right, yeah. You know, Johnny talks all the time about the ghost of Yankee Stadium and even at Fenway, but he mentioned that a ghost visited him at his house in Orlando and actually had him pinned down on his couch for 15 minutes and wouldn't you know, get off him until finally he said, "Okay, ghost, I give up." And at that point, the ghost went.
The ghost gave up. All right, and that's all it took. Well, we've had for many years in Boston, and of course, people say it ended in '04 with the Red Sox winning, the curse of the Bambino. And Babe Ruth, I think, looms large for a lot of people, Yankees and Red Sox, and that whole curse of the Bambino thing. And people believed it.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, curses are very easy to you know, to buy into. I mean, you know, players buy into it just because it's hard to explain all the failure, and, you know, obviously fans are looking for a reason to explain, and it kind of makes the game a little bit more fun too. You know, just having a team lose every year and break your heart isn't enough. So, but it's good to see that gone. You know.
Do you think that's why it seems to be these kinds of beliefs are more prevalent? They seem to be more prevalent to me in baseball than in other, you know, walks of life. It's because to explain that winning and losing?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, I mean, there's so much failure in baseball. I mean, even the most successful hitters fail more than they succeed, and it's just a lot of, you know, strange twists, and you know, players carry good luck charms. They have routines. They don't step on the foul lines. They wear rally caps. They believe in baseball gods, and they embrace the idea of ghosts in the game. And
did you have fun doing the book?
Oh, absolutely. It was tremendous fun.
Well, the book is called Haunted Baseball, Ghosts, Curses, Legends, and Eerie Events. And for more information on all of this, you can also go to hauntedbaseball.com.